Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. What do you call a wolf that contemplates? Share in the chat. What do you call a wolf that contemplates? A werewolf. Yes? A werewolf, a werewolf. One of our greatest fears is the fear of the unknown. Now, a mind that is lit with the fire of knowledge, what happens to such a mind? The unknown becomes known. That which is fearful becomes comfortable. This is what we invest in Meaningful Mornings, to light our minds on fire with knowledge. Please remember this as winter sets in and you want to stay in your warm bed. Please remember this as Halloween is next week. I'm sharing this again, and I will share it again and again and again. In Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like the autobiography of Sri Krishna, the purpose of Sri Krishna's birth is shared. And the purpose of his birth? To just bless. No other purpose. All other purposes are technicalities. It is only through Sri Krishna's blessing that the binding we are held by can be loosened and broken. I'm sharing that again so that we're clear. Our soul effort will not free us. In a technical sense, I've shared, you cannot exhaust all of your vasanas. Only his blessings can free us. And proof of this, coming back to Srimad Bhagavatam, the asuras and suras were both freed by him. The gopas and the gopis were both freed by him. Their efforts did not create this. It was their surrender. And this is why in verse 10 of chapter 10, Shri Krishna shares, Dadami, I give. You didn't earn this. I'm giving this. Buddhi yoga. What is the implication of this? If you think of gross matter does not affect subtle matter. As an example, if there's germs on my hands, that doesn't make my mind, which is subtle, impure. Do you agree? Subtle matter does not affect causal matter. If you think of a tornado, it is subtle, but it doesn't affect space, which is causal. So what is Buddhi Yoga? It is when we are living with the intellect. What does the intellect do? Holds ideals. In Sanskrit, we call this satya. To live by the truth that values are most valuable. If you're living like this, if you can imagine, is causal, you will be less affected by that which is subtle, which is the mind. If the mind is annoyed, you'll be less affected by that. The body is gross. If the body is uncomfortable, you will be less affected by that. Buddhi Yoga, living by Satya, is extremely practical. And in verse 11, I'm going backwards. Jnana deepena bhasvata, knowledge lamp shines. When this lamp of knowledge is shining, nashayami atma bhavastaha, Shri Krishna destroys that which is established in our heart. The meaning of all of this, which Swami Tejomayananda shared with us, when your eyes are open, you see his vibhuti, the diversity. When your eyes are closed, you don't see, but you feel his yoga. That is the unity. When one knows the vibhuti and the yoga together, I continue to go backwards. Aham ajnanajam tamaha. I destroy the darkness inside and the darkness outside. Tesham eva anukampa artham. And all of this is facilitated because I love you. Because Shri Krishna is compassionate. There's a lovely play on words, if you're able to connect the dots. Artha means purpose. Anukampa means compassion. What is Shri Krishna's purpose? To offer compassion. What does this feel like? Avikampa. Do you remember that earlier word? Avikampa means tremorless. I had shared it's the feeling of not panicking or being courageous. So if anyone is struggling with dejection, anxiety, stress, this is the only way to know that Shri Krishna is behind you. He has your back. In summary, verses 10 and 11, before we get into a unique set of verses, Shri Krishna is encouraging us to be antariksha. Please note this word. It's a lovely word. Antariksha. Many of you in the past weeks have gone to many mandirs, and at the end of a ritual, then they chant, Dhyauhu Shanti, Antariksha Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, which means let there be peace in space, let there be peace in interspace. Antariksha means interspace, and Prithvi means the earth, as in the ground. And that's a fine prayer, but you can't create peace anywhere unless you are peaceful. You can only share what you have. And that's why I encourage you, grow up from rituals, because in rituals, it's a form of deflection. You do this. But if you're doing this, as in you're not deflecting, but you're embracing, you will naturally create peace everywhere you go, everywhere you look, even everywhere you think. Andariksha means the one who is inward looking. Iksha means to look. Andaha means within. We have now completed 387 verses of Bhagavad Gita. There is a total of 700. The first section of chapter 10 is verses 1 through 11. The next section is 12 through 18. This is one of the longest streak of verses in which Prince Arjuna is speaking. For an entire week now, we will immerse ourselves in verses where it's not Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, but it's Arjuna Uvacha. Let's find out what Arjuna has to say. Verse 12. Arjuna Uvacha Paramam Brahma Param Dhama. My apologies. Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adidevamajam Vibhum. Prince Arjuna shares what's on his mind. He's describing Sri Krishna, and he's describing this not in a scholarly way, but he's still describing this in an intellectual way. Why he's sharing this is because he wants to feel this. He is not okay with Sri Krishna being external. He wants to personalize this presence. So what does he describe Sri Krishna as? Param Brahma. The word Param means highest. Brahma means infinity. The etymology of this word, please try to remember this. Brihat means big. Tamatvat means ist. So big is. What is the biggest? Infinity. Param Dhama. Dhama means locus. But another way to think about this, another philosophical meaning for the word Brahma is Bharanatvat. Bharanatvat, which means the one who supports. Now, if you think of a locus, that locus supports all other references. Next quarter, Shri Krishna is Pavitra, the highest purity. Parama, the highest supremacy. Bhavan, Prince Arjuna is describing Shri Krishna as Aap, in a respectful, loving way. Focusing on the word Pavitram, which means the purest. Why Shri Krishna is the purest is because there is no other to cause impurity. Only when there's an alien, suppose a virus in my body that's an alien to this body, can there be impurity. Now, if you reflect on the implication of this, how we can try to personalize Sri Krishna is to not engage in othering. Have you all heard of that before? Othering. There's my people and other people. Shri Krishna doesn't other, so we should avoid othering. We should stop othering too. Purusham, the one who is the most complete. Shashwatam, the one who is most fresh. Divyam, the one who is most brilliant. How cool that there's so many references to light around Deepavali. The same in our Bhagavatam course, the sun and the moon. Opening up the word Purusham, it means Pura Shayana. Pura means a city. Shayana means to sleep in a city. Show me your city. You are a city. Shayana means the one who sleeps or rests there. The one who lives there. Who lives inside of you? Shri Krishna. Let him rest. Be quiet. We're always disturbing him. Adi Devam, the one who is the most beginning, as in all other creation came after him. Ajam, the one who is before birth. Yet Vibhum, the one who expresses as diversity. This verse is indicating that Shri Krishna is everything that's inside. And the last word, Vibhum, means outside. Tomorrow when we commence, I'll share an insight with all of you about conflict resolution. How it starts inside out. From inspiration to application. A recent application of yours was to explain why you justify. And I was reading some of your reflections and what Jui from Albany and Geeta from Toronto and Saloni from Cleveland wrote. As I was reading your words, I felt like you were describing me, describing my personality. And it's so cool when you write that because I get to learn that. Based on your understanding, I get to learn. And I'll build on that. Your recent application was to take a small step before you took a normal step. How many of you tried this by show of hands? How many of you injured yourself doing this? How many people described you as annoying as you were doing this? The point of this application was just try. You take one step, Shri Krishna will take 1,000 steps towards you. But if you don't take that step, then he'll still take those 1,000 steps, but you'll be farther away. Your application for today is, as soon as I complete sharing with you, I want you to think of a question you have for Shri Krishna, write it on our website, and then before you go to sleep, answer it. You come up with a question in the morning and you answer it in the evening. I would like to see all of that on our website. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be joy.